Doctor, what records did you review before reaching your conclusions? You want to know why I bring this up and why it's important during the course of trial? Come join me for a moment as I share with you some great information. Hi, I'm Gerry Oginski. I'm a New York medical malpractice and personal injury attorney. All right, so let's say you brought a lawsuit against your doctor claiming that he was careless and that his carelessness was a cause of your injury. And now you find an attorney who's willing to take on your case, who has it reviewed by a medical expert who confirms that, yes, your doctor violated the basic standards of medical care, causing you significant harm and injury. Now, the defense denies all of your allegations, which means that ultimately your case is going to go to trial. So now, at the time of trial, what happens? The defense will bring in a medical expert to dispute each and every one of your claims, right? And one of the things that we want to know when we go ahead and cross-examine this medical expert is, Doctor, what medical records did you review in order to reach your conclusions that nothing was done wrong? Now, why is that a big deal? I'll tell you why it's a big deal. Because if the doctor reviewed only portions of your medical records, now he's making conclusions about what happened and whether or not the doctor was appropriate based upon insufficient information. That's critically important to understand exactly what records he reviewed. Because if there are certain records that are critical to understanding whether or not the doctor violated the standard of care and now committed malpractice, and he did not review those records, now his conclusions are faulty. And now we can go ahead and attack those conclusions. Why? Because he made those conclusions, he reached those opinions with improper information, with insufficient information. That's why you'll find that some of the best trial lawyers in New York, when the judge turns to the plaintiff's attorney, the injured patient's attorney, and says, Counselor, you may begin your cross-examination. One of the first series of questions that the attorney will attack the doctor with is, hey, doctor, tell me what records you did review in order to reach your opinions and conclusions on this case. And now the doctor will recite each and every document, each and every medical record that he reviewed in order to come to his conclusions. And if there are certain things that are missing, now we, as the attorney who represents the injured patient, can go ahead and confront the doctor with what was in those missing records and then make the argument that, doctor, would you agree that this is important to know before reaching your conclusion? And by doing that, the jury realizes that, hey, this guy's coming in giving opinions about the standard of care, giving opinions about whether this doctor was appropriate in rendering care to you, the injured patient. And now once they see that he's making these decisions based upon insufficient information, now we can argue later on during closing argument that this doctor is not to be believed. Why? Because he didn't have all the information necessary in order to reach these appropriate conclusions, and that if he had all of this information, guess what? There's no possible way that he could have come to the conclusion that he did, saying that this doctor did nothing wrong. So why do I share this information with you? I share it with you because I saw this the other day. I was in court in Nassau County, and the plaintiff's attorney had just gotten up to go ahead and start cross-examining the doctor. And what do you think he asked him? Doctor, tell me what records you reviewed in order to reach your opinions in this case. You know, I realize you're likely watching this video because you have questions or concerns about your own matter. Well, if your matter did happen here in New York and you have not yet started a lawsuit because you still have questions that need to be answered, what I invite you to do is pick up the phone and call me. You know, I answer questions like yours every single day, and I'd love to talk to you. You can reach me at 516-487-8207 or by email at Gerry, Gerry, at Oginski-law.com. That's it for today's video. I'm Gerry Oginski. Have a fantastic day.